But this is not, what did you think this was going to be? I was on Vox yesterday, a part of a very liberal media outlet, but fair. And they're like, oh, the optics of this is so bad and Trump is dropping in the polls. And I'm like, look, 77 million people voted for this, but they don't like it when they have to see it. Like they voted for it. They want him out. Every single poll we have says they want him out in overwhelming numbers. They want the illegals deported. But when you see the actual deportation methodology on TV, it makes you uncomfortable. So, I don't really want that. Do you want them deported? Yes. Well, there's no other way to deport them. You got to go to get them out. That's the juxtaposition, right? And you're only going to hear this here. That's the juxtaposition. That's the dichotomy that we have. Our base understands it. A lot of America voted for Trump because they knew the illegals were a problem. They knew they were sucking our resources dry, and they were a problem and shouldn't be here. And they understood the political implications of them giving Democrats power in perpetuity, perpetuitous power. So a majority of Americans understood that. And we were okay when you're forcibly removing criminals. Like, we're okay with that. But as soon as you go in the Home Depot, as soon as you go into the community, and you attempt to apprehend and remove those that broke the law to come here illegally, and you have to utilize a degree of persuasion, let's call it that, that doesn't look good on television. Doesn't look good. Everybody's got a video camera. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that, these guys are walking around and their ICE is there and they're asking for papers and they're taking them away. I don't like that. Well, that's what you voted for. I mean, you can't just snap your fingers and they just disappear. There's a process, and the process is not for the squeamish or the cowardly. It's for the courageous, those that are bold, those that understand the consequences of what this is, and you just got to stand up to it. Because it doesn't look good. But what did you vote for? You voted to remove 20 million illegals from the country. Not just the criminals, 20 million of them. You voted to get them out. And push comes to shove, you vote to get them out again. You just don't like the optics. It makes you uncomfortable. And I understand that. And so when they asked me on Vox yesterday, well, why has Trump's poll numbers tanked to this degree? I'm like, because when you pick up the phone or you answer a poll, you don't like what you're seeing. But here's my gamble. Here's what I'm betting on. When 2026 when early voting rolls around in September, or I guess in Virginia, May or something, like nine months ahead of time. When it rolls around in September and October, and we roll into November, and the economy is booming, and people have now become a little more, it's a tough word for me to use, desensitized. I want you to hear what I'm saying. They're going to become a little more desensitized. Right now, it's very sensitive. Ooh, ICE and masks, and they're going into a community and they're taking people and out of their homes, and they're putting them in a truck, and I saw it on a video. I don't want them doing that to me. Well, you're not here illegally. So they're not. But over time, you become desensitized to what you voted for. And right now, the reason why Trump is tanked is because the reality of what it takes to remove the illegals, the procedure, everything caught on video, the apparatus, the way it's done, the way it has to be done, there's no other way, you got to get them out, is uncomfortable at first glance. And so you like the Trump job Trump's doing? No, I don't like that. No. October. You going to vote to get out the illegals? Yes. Now it's no. October it's yes. Economy's booming. Yes. We have to become desensitized to the U.S. lawful, uncomfortable procedure of removing millions of illegal aliens who came to the country illegally, that are sucking up resources. They're not coming here to pick strawberries. They're not coming here to shuck oysters. They come here, they go on the dole, 87% of them on the dole in Minneapolis. They get on the dole, they go to the hospital, they clog up your emergency rooms, and you put them in hotels so they can get votes. They have to be removed. The process of removal gives people a level of uncomfortableness and anxiety until you get accustomed to it. And then you become desensitized to it. And then reality starts to think in. If we're going to get them out and get the country back and get our jobs back for our kids and stave off the bankruptcy cliff that we're all approaching, the calamity ahead, then we're going to have to let ICE do their job, and it's not always going to be comfortable. And I think the country gets there. That's my bet. I'm rarely wrong about this stuff. I've been right almost on almost everything down the line for 15 years. That's why you tune me in, and thank you. That is my wager here. That's what I'm betting on. And that, coupled with a booming economy, which is coming, booming, I think we got a fighting chance to win this thing. Now, the great news earlier in the week was the court ruling, the lower court ruling, which we're going to be going over today at length in the Virginia gang, the lower court ruling, which basically the 4-seat power grab in Virginia is kaput. That's gone. The fact that they're seizing these ballots in Fulton County, Georgia, is going to make it much more difficult to cheat there the way they've done for years. So when this went down in Atlanta, biggest person crapped his pants, Johnny Ossoff. See, they can't, you have to understand, in the majority of states in America, the Democrats can't win without cheating, and they can't win without illegal votes. They can't. They need illegals, and they need to cheat. And that's how they win. And if you start closing off those windows, they're screwed. Because where are they going to go? They're going to go where? The guy in West Virginia, the coal mine? Where are they going to go? This is their entire operation, is cheating and illegals. That's it. And the libtard base that they've got, most of which now they're paying to protest. So they found all a new line of work. Good news, it has made the unemployment numbers go way down. So I guess that's the good news. And it's draining their cash. And I want your calls. 888-480-JOHN, 888-480-5646. You want to weigh in. Love to have you. You know what I'm saying is right. It's what I'm banking on. We're going to get there as a country. We're going to get there. They are domestic terrorists. I wouldn't back away from that for 1 second. Oh, we got to ratchet it down. We got to ratchet it down. Larry Krasner's not ratcheting it down. Larry Krasner said we're going to hunt you down. We're going to hunt, when we get power, we're going to hunt ICE agents down like Nazis. Is that ratcheting it down, Larry? There's a down ratchet if I ever heard one. Right? No, they're not ratcheting it. Nothing. Look, anytime they say you need to ratchet it down, it means us. Anytime they say bipartisanship, it means we cave and give the left whatever they want. Those are the two catchwords. Oh, it's bipartisanship. Really? That means we cave and get nothing. That's the way bipartisanship works in our political world. MAGA caves, the libtards get everything, and they pat us on the head and say goodbye partisanship. That's basically it. Meantime, DHS not funded. That's got to get worked out separately. But we had a deal last night. It was supposed to get voted on, and Lindsey Graham blew it up. And he blew it up because he wants cash back because they hacked into his phone. He wants cash payment. And so he blew the whole thing up, and I'm sure they'll get that worked out today.